One question I've heard a lot from woodworkers is, I've got a 10-inch blade on my table saw. It says right on there it's a 10-inch saw, but I went dado shopping and I couldn't find a 10-inch dado head. What's the deal? Well, here's the deal. There are 10-inch dado heads out there on a big industrial scale, but that's not what we want to use on these woodworking tools. What you're looking for is an 8-inch or a 6-inch dado head. So I've got a couple examples here. This is an 8-inch head. This is a 6-inch head. Now here's the deal. When we build this dado head up to its full width, we can get all the way out to 13/16 of an inch. So we're taking out a lot of wood. If this blade were 10 inches in diameter and taking out that big path of wood, there'd be a lot of leverage against the motor. There'd be a lot of force, take a lot of torque to get that all to cut. Very, very hard on the motor. Additionally, when we put this dado head in our saw, 8-inch dado head, and we raise it above the table, it actually comes out of the table almost 2 inches. Well, that's plenty of depth of cut for most of what you're going to use a dado head for. In fact, the reason that a 6-inch dado head can be handy is if you're on a contractor saw with the typically smaller motors, about 1.5 horsepower, the 6-inch dado head will exert less torque against the motor than the 8-inch will. So it's not a bad idea to stick with the 6-inch. Now, as an experiment, if you want to see on your saw exactly how much each different dado head will give you for depth of cut, it's very simple. Take a piece of cardboard, cut a 6-inch circle, put a hole in the middle. You can put that on the arbor of your saw, raise it as high as it'll go. You'll see how much the cardboard projects above your tabletop. It'll tell you what the depth of cut from that dado head or an 8-inch dado head will be once you have it mounted on your saw. So quit looking for something that you can't find, which is 10-inch dado heads. Again, we want to stick with 6 or 8. For many woodworkers, a 6-inch dado head is going to serve them just fine. You do want to try to match it up to the horsepower that your saw provides.